We walk the footsteps of our fathers, the trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks, oh my. Oh, sing of Manetheren. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for Manetheren. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks, oh my. Sing of Manetheren. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for Manetheren. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks, oh my. Sing of Manetheren. Oh, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh, cry for Manetheren. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks, oh my.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even the myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. Welcome to Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks, episode 18. We are on a great hunt. We're going to be reading the prologue, chapter 1, chapter 2. Not literally reading it, but you get what I mean. Put me on the small screen. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Boom.
Wait, what? There you go. That's producer Annie helping out.
Oh, hello.
Thank you. Hello, good to see you. Lou's going to be late, of course. I would make a typical Brown joke, but we'll just skip that because that's not this show. Nice background there, Mr. Pineapple Sir. I like that.
Thanks.
That is a modified cover of the book that we're reading, book 2 of The Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt. What could they possibly be hunting or hunting for, or who knows what's hunting what yet? We don't know, because like you had mentioned,
I know what they're hunting. They're hunting the pinned link for supertip.gg/snake. Boom.
Oh, I'm so terrible at this. Man.
Fire him, everyone. Fire him.
Yeah, I'm fired from my own. I'm going to have to quit my own show. Real quick catch up. Thank you for coming back, Ekul. Long time on holiday, touring the world, seeing some great places. Came back, had a nice Between the Hacks this past weekend with OG Mumbling Nick and Rochi. A lot of Joey C coverage this weekend as well, right? Or did
Hell yeah, mate. Yep. No, we're all back. We're back doing 2 hours every show, 3 times a week, plus our members. God, people are going to be sick of me. But I like that you say thanks for coming back as if it was up for debate. We've got like 13 more books to go through, all right? I'm here for the long haul.
I'm happy because it means more opportunities to super tip you throughout the week.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. That's another thing.
I think.
I know.
You're going to need to get Melton to get blacklisted users. Be like, no. Do not accept it from this card.
These people
block
are not
these 4
to...
digits. Please stop letting this card send me money.
100%.
And Andy, we were just talking prior to a little bit about the book, about some lore. Real quick, I did want to cover that. I said I wasn't sure. I say I'm not sure because I vaguely remember, yes, this gets kind of talked about.
Okay.
So I didn't want to just and I don't like to spoil too much or
That's why I
give
just
too
asked
much
for
away.
a yes or no answers about some things. I'm trying to avoid spoilers too, but there's some things that are driving me nuts that I just want simple answers to for
So
my
you know
own
what's
personal enjoyment.
Right.
No, just so I can
Right.
start enjoying things and stop worrying about tiny little details that I'm caught up on because of my tiny little bit of autism.
Tiny little bit. Yes. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm very autistic about some things, and other things I'm not autistic about at all. So whenever my autism strikes, I'm just like, stop, I need to know. What do you mean? So the big one for me was the confusion between the name Balsamon and Shaitan.
Yes.
Both of you had even said that it's the same guy, same name, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. The book hasn't explained it to me. I don't get it. And I didn't want to ask because I felt like it was going to be a spoilery answer if I didn't ask it the right way, and I didn't know how to ask it. And at the beginning of this book, which we're going to get into, they mentioned that it's just a Trollocs name for the guy. So it's like, I guess you could have told me that in the first time his name ever was mentioned, you guys could have told me that, but I didn't know how to ask that question to get that answer to satisfy that thing that has been driving me nuts throughout the whole book. I'm like, so are they two guys or is it what what do you mean? Is it like an avatar? No, it's just his work name.
Yeah, pretty much.
One's his legal name, one's his legal name, and one's his work name.
Yeah.
But like Ekul just said, it's old Saint Nick versus Santa Claus versus Kris Kringle versus whatever else name you can come up with.
Yep, and I just wasn't getting that.
And and that'll happen. And then the other thing was because they meant let's just get into it. So the book 2, The Great Hunt. I know. Give me a minute. I'll get back to it. So we start right in the prologue. The prologue. Oh, wait. Well, here. I guess we'll let Lou on.
Perfect timing.
Gotta ruin it.
I wasn't saying wait for him. I was saying wait, because prior to the prologue, hopefully everybody did listen to this. There is an excerpt. And
I didn't listen.
You did not?
I said how many are there? I said how many are there? We read them out. So I read those.
Where is that? I don't see it.
Look, my prologue.
It's literally at the very bottom of the entire file because it's whatever. I don't know how the naming scheme and whatever. It's fine.
That's what. Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, same Sperg snake.
Order.
That's what I say.
All right. Yeah, blame me. I should have because no. Listen, because I asked you a question and I don't know if you answered because I was distracted and running around. Did you answer that question?
No.
Okay.
I didn't I don't remember asking anything like that. Maybe I did, but I don't remember.
All right. So before the prologue, and I'll read it because I have it marked and I was going to read part of it, but I'll read the whole thing so you can hear it.
Sure.
In the beginning, there is an excerpt and the excerpt goes like this. Well, great. Now the page don't want. There we go. And it shall come to pass, what man made shall be shattered, and the shadow shall lie across the pattern of age, and the dark one shall once more lay his hand upon the world of man. Women shall weep, men shall quail, as the nations of earth rent like rotting cloth. Neither anything stand nor abide. Or neither it's weird, worded weird. It's like, neither shall anything stand nor abide. Yet one shall be born to face the shadow. Born once more as he was born before and shall be born again, time without end. The dragon shall be reborn, and there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth at his rebirth. In sackcloth and ashes shall he clothe the people, and shall he break the world again by his coming, tearing apart all ties that bind. Like the unfettered dawn shall he blind us and burn us, yet the dragon reborn will confront the shadow at the last battle. His blood will give us the light. Let the tears flow, O ye of the people of the world. Weep for your salvation. It's from the Koreathon cycle, The Prophecies of the Dragon, translated by Eliane Maurice Aiden Ashin, Chief Librarian at the Court of Arthel in the year of grace 231, the new era of the Third Age. So there was a nice prophecy at the beginning that came prior to Rand's birth. Yes, and it was very much Michael Kramer does a far better job of reading that. If I should have just played it, really.
Cool. Chris Mack should have super tipped it in his voice. Oh, you still haven't.
That's
got that sorted,
true.
have you?
No, well, I didn't ask yet. No, and because there's Hunchosaurus Gate going on currently, so I'm not going to bother Moody about super tip.
Oh, it's fine.
voices
Moody ignores you anyway. Moody ignores you for weeks anyway. It's fine.
But yeah,
It
I
doesn't matter if
understand.
he's busy or not. He still ignores you. Don't you, Moody? Don't you? Answer my email. Answer my email, Moody.
Melton
on
said,
one
"Don't
second.
email me." So yeah, email Moody and bother him.
God damn, Moody.
I don't want to hear your stupid fucking half British accent, you faggot.
Oh, who said that? Jesus
Oh,
Christ, Matt, me
Jesus,
sneaking in
Jesus.
the stroke. Whoa.
I'm not from
So-
New Zealand. That doesn't apply to me.
No, not you. No, that applies to our our buddy Moody. Oh, you half. Oh, Shades, thank you guys. Thank you all for stopping in. Chat checking. Hey, Chris. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Shades. Tim. Starry, I saw you waving. So we got that nice prophecy in the beginning that the Dragon Reborn is going to tear the world asunder and make people cry and ruin everything. He's a bad guy, but he's going to save us. So weep for your salvation. Boo hoo hoo.
Mm.
Tell us your tales of woe. And then we get right into the prologue, which is titled In the Shadow. And we are started out right from the beginning with a masked man who calls himself Bors. So obviously that's not his real name. But the man who calls himself Bors is at a gathering of some type of weirdo convention that seems very eyes wide shut. We get nice descriptions of everybody being clothed in black or in bundles, like to hide their weight even. Like some people are very concealed about their identity. But
Hackmania free, baby.
Oh yeah, excellent point. So like, and Bors is very astute here. If you don't look too close, you would notice some semblance of a palace around. There's walls and darkness, but darkness is shrouding. There's lit sconces. He notices that there's a fireplace, a nice hearth crackling away with huge logs in it, but no heat is coming from the fireplace. The higher place where you go get jobs.
So it's just a cosmetic fire? That's retarded.
It's to demonstrate, I think, to all of us how cold it is in this place. It's like the heat is being absorbed.
I love that Annie says that, but my mum literally had one of those like electric fires that you didn't have to have the heat on. It would just have the little fake flame going up.
I got one.
So, yeah.
So it just has a fan blowing. That's it.
Yes. Well, there's two switches on it. I would guess one for the heat that you would turn on. That turns on an electric heater and blower, and then there's a light that turns on a light bulb that makes a fake fire happen. I have the same style mid-century one. Mine's mid-century from the 50s, so it makes a nice grinding sound as the wheel turns. But it I digress. It's a fake fire with no heat. It's pure aesthetic. But no one knows actually where they are. They're not sure where they are yet. Everybody's masked up. They're all like I was mentioning, some are in bulky. I think it was mentioned a spindle's worth of cloth, like hiding, if they were fat or thin. Many dressed in black. Ooh. Bors seems very paranoid. He's like, looking around, he notices the servants. This is where we get the nice Jaws reference. I almost dug out the VHS for the doll's eyes reference. Because he looks at the servant who offers him a glass to drink from, and he's hesitant at first, but he takes the glass with no intention of drinking it because he's in fear of being poisoned already. Like this, he's supposed to be amongst his like peers and things, and he's very nervous amongst all the. It's like being a gang member. And then being afraid that every other gang member might jump you at any point in time. At least that's the vibe I was getting.
Sure.
And so, like, he's making these observations. He looks at the whole line is like, the servant has dead eyes, a doll's eyes, eyes deader than death, or something like that. Like, it really gets driven home. It was really fun. I enjoyed that. This book does kind of pick up in the writing style, I think. It's a little more exaggerated, especially here in the dark, little danky, evil area.
I mean, that seems to be a homage to the line from Jaws.
It 100%
it's very, very, very close. It's not plagiarism, but it's very close. It's super adjacent.
I will say
and that came
this,
out 15 years before this book, so.
Yes, 1991 for the book. What is Jaws really that early in the late 70s?
1975, according to Google.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
old as fuck.
wow. I didn't know it was that old. I thought it was mid 80s. Wow, because it's so good. It's just done so well. It's like it holds up. I watched it for the first time at 41. I can see why people.
Did you say
enjoy
it holds up? You say Jaws
Mhm.
holds up?
Yeah.
Okay.
as a movie. It holds up as good as anything like Marvel. It's not like a film where it's arts. All right. Listen, you
Sperg.
youngster whippersnapper with your films and movie.
No.
Um,
Tell
so, as,
you could tell that shark is fake, buddy.
oh yeah, I'm not worried. No, but I mean, like, yeah, but it's still watchable. Like, you can watch the movie and enjoy it. You know, it's an aesthetic shark.
Mhm.
It's why I have a hard time watching the original trilogy now.
So paranoid Boris is very astute. He sees like noble people, like he's noticing details. He sees serpent rings. He sees two Aes Sedai that are there for sure. He sees a noble woman from Doman, a Domani woman, with her tall, slender body, blah, blah, blah. And he notices a Shinaran soldier walk by. We're being told that there's a diverse group of,
There's so
These
many good bits that he notices. I saw Chris comment in the chat. This is one of his like favorite bits of like the writing, and I agree. It's so good because it's so much unnecessary lore that I'm just like, oh,
Yes.
I love it. Especially as someone who's now read everything, I'm kind of like, oh, that's so brilliant. And do you want to know what's great, Sperg? At first, I was like, I can't remember if we ever find out who Bors is or if this is just one and done, you know, because they do that quite a lot with this kind of stuff. They kind of do one and done and that's it. And I remember guessing what he would be in terms of like, I think at the end of this chapter, it kind of insinuates who he is. But I remember just from the description, I was like, I reckon he's one of them and fucking now. So well done, Ekul.
When we get there, because it's the only one of the things that we know about that he doesn't see and doesn't notice.
Yeah.
But yes, so yeah, like you just were saying, we get a very nice world building, lore drop kind of stuff. He sees a tattoo on a hand that somebody has that nobody would know that it was a sea folk person. He doesn't even bother to find out the lineage because he sees the web and then another tattoo that is Septon clan kind of thing. Like we're getting hierarchies of what's going on around us, as well as a tinker who's a dark friend. Do we even need those guys when the day comes? No hobos. Get them out, right, Lou? That's what he says. And he sees a Shinaran, a soldier, and there was another one that's evading me right now, but like that he's putting together these finer details, and he's like, "Oh wow, look at this, look at that." He's
a Lord of Tyr, I believe, a High Lord, sorry, of Tyr.
Yeah, yes.
He narrows down as well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. And as far as is it a one and done? I'm not sure either. I have my suspicions of who it is later because of where he's told to go. So there's as that's going on, you can kind of infer that these are a bunch of dark friends. And again, they're all from all over. So there's a big interest that now happens as he's doing this waiting. They're all waiting around. Doors fling open. Some Trollocs come in. There's a Fade that walks into the room and is intimidating. Bors doesn't like this. He's like, "Fuck you, half men will have your fucking day." He's like, when the Dreadnoughts are being picked and I'm picked one of them, fuck you. He doesn't like Shadow Spawn, that's for sure. All of them, in fact, fear them, and they all there's he's like, I don't know if he says kneel, but they all are like they're all forced to the ground by something, and they don't really sing and praise, but they start repeating this oath, which I should have also pulled up.
I think the young kids refer to it as aura.
It's an aura. So as he's trying to recite this oath to the Dark Lord, he's struggling because in his mind he's repeating the reverse oath, the other one, by my light and rebirth and salvation, blah 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 blah. Like, you know, swaying, having a conflicting morality issue internally is kind of important to me, because that means he's maybe not 100% committed to being an evil guy. It doesn't necessarily absolve him of not being evil or trying to be. It's just he's got some nice internal.
I think it kind of hints as well of who he might be or what kind of person he is. With regards to, it's a mantra that he's so used to saying that he's kind of like, I need to kind of get this out of my head, because the one I need to be saying is the important one, not the one that I say every day or what have you.
Yeah, absolutely. He was shoving that emotion down. No, I serve the Dark Lord, and I give my soul an eternity for great power and blah blah. You know, like just really and almost mechanically trying to get that out to make sure it works. And so while they're doing that, a entity, a man, appears above the Fade, and Boris is like, "Is that one of the Forsaken?" He's not sure who it is or what it is, and
Did you like his logic first of all, Sperg, with it? He was essentially, I think the impression everyone was supposed to get was that he was like the Dark One or whatever. You know, like before when we've been right at the beginning of the first book, we're supposed to kind of, like, Annie was like, I assume he's like the main bad guy, he's the devil or what have you. Whereas he does a bit of that logic himself, ironically, in the prologue of this book, where he kind of goes, it can't be the actual big boss, right? So, but they're terrified of him. So it is someone really So the only thing I can think of then is it must be one of the Forsaken. So he does like the logical, which is kind of cool, because I guess for the people last book who were like, well, I don't fucking know who you're talking about because it's a brand new book. He's doing a deduction that you're supposed to be now doing yourself, I guess, to kind of go, okay, that's their kind of hierarchy or whatever.
Right. He literally says, would the Dark One appear as a man? Like, you know, is that how that would happen? And reasons out, it could be one of the Forsaken. There's 13 of them. And like you said from last book, we know better. Is there 13 left, or is there only 11? So, you know, it's kind of nice to know that we're a little bit more in the know than even some of the old Dark Friends gathering here.
Is this taking place right now, though?
What do you mean?
This could be taking place anytime. This could have taken place before the first book.
Yeah, it's not a flashback or anything. It's supposed to be pretty much continuing from the last book. Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment.
But I'll get to the reason why you'll be able to place it in the timeline. So the entity that appears, very, very fun voice acting here, Rise. You know, he calls himself Beelzemon here. I am Beelzemon, blah, blah, blah. And like we had mentioned earlier, Beelzemon is an old Trollic word for Shaitan, Satan, or, you know, Shaitan in the book. Its meaning is Heart of the Dark. And he explains that he brought them all to Sheol Gul. They're in Sheol Gul, which is like literally the heart of the bright. This is where the Dark One's prison is. Beelzemon makes an entirely too scary speech, promising people of power and wealth and status. It is very stereotypical. I'm expecting Annie to roll her eyes. I'm going to get opinions on this. You guys, because you guys just listened to it. What did you think of this speech? I thought it was a bit corny, but I enjoyed it because it was kind of corny.
I mean, I don't know, evil bad guy stuff, I guess. It was just generic. It was fine.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring it up is because, like, when he was in the dreams in the first book, he was literally doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lou, what did you think of the entrance of Beelzemon, this Dark One entity, and his deep speech of trying to scare people?
Speech cool, entrance meh. Like, again, Pineapple hates to harp on it, but This prologue felt cooler in the show.
Right, because
Okay.
they didn't roll out the carpet of dead burning babies.
Gotcha.
They didn't
That was
roll
a good bit in the show, to be fair.
this like that weird guy that we're talking about at the start, not Beeldermon, the other
Boris?
fucknut.
Boars.
Yeah, him.
The nickname I gave you, Lou, Boars.
Yeah, whatever. He's someone who's captured from book one, at least in my opinion. He's, you know, slight spoiler, I guess, but in the show, I want to say he's the pot on Fane character. So I don't know where they're going with.
I would
Remember,
say,
the show
yeah,
didn't
I'd say
think
they go nine.
differently in
too.
this particular scene.
oh really? You thought Boars was him?
Yeah, I thought it was
Pardon,
Fane
Fane.
before the first book.
All right. Well, let's keep going then.
Okay. All right. If it was,
yeah,
I thought this.
yeah.
I thought this was that
chronological
meeting of what made him aligned to the Dark One and blah 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 blah. And then because he knows the three boys. He knows like what they are kind of like, and that's.
order. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So I thought this was a prologue to the first book.
Okay.
I could understand that.
Because literally, all bullshit, after listening to about 15 minutes of this book, I'm like, oh, this is like that 5-minute opening scene in season 2, episode 1. There's obviously a lot more talking here, but there they just did visuals, and the only one speaking was a little fucking girl that ran into the spot and is being talked to by
And she wasn't even a Beelzebub.
exactly
Is who she was
yeah
talking to,
him,
yeah,
but in the show it's
Mhm.
someone else. So it's like, who do we want to? Who's who here?
6'7", 6'7". Yeah. What did I think? That's a great
Yes,
question.
please.
What did I think? Perfect.
You-
I think it shows us how harsh we were on these stupid village idiots who have eventually got round to kind of being like, no, like you're full of shit. No, we're gonna resist you. We're gonna do this, gonna do that, because these, I assume, dark friends, based on where they are and what they're doing, I don't think we can assume they're anything else apart from dark friends, are absolutely basic bitches. Even this guy who thinks he's like the top level, who's going to be like one of the new dreadlords or what have you, even he kind of like he's giving himself away to people, I bet, by sneering at like Aes Sedai, by kind of being arrogant and being kind of disdainful towards them. It's like not many people are like that to Aes Sedai, especially not ones who are dark friends. So yes, I think, like Annie said, it's kind of a bit of a basic like intro, but that kind of is intentional because these are basic bitches, and he just probably does this all the time, and he's like, "Rah!" and they're like, oh, he's like, okay, got job done, let's go do my real job and fuck off for a bit. He doesn't really have to try. Yeah.
Thank you, Pineapple, because that was kind of that's it. That's how that sums it up for me as well. He's just doing the "rawr, I'm scary guy," and they're like, "Whoa," and they're just literally my next note, and I feel the pull of it. Like they're drawn to him because of it. That's kind of why I wanted to. You guys are like, I wouldn't fall for this. Basically, all three. I wouldn't buy this shit because like you're smarter than that. Except these guys are all in lore, so you know. They're magically drawn to him as well. Deus Ex Machina, you know, like Boris does
also,
seem a bit smarter about it.
The tempt of immortality is tempting for a lot of people. So
exactly. You know how good I could get a guitar if I had the entire rest of Infinity to do it.
But don't you find it funny how he kind of goes, yeah, like all these idiots here, you know, I hope some of them do get poisoned, you know, thin out the herd a bit. And he's like, but not me. I'm actually gonna get the reward, and I'm actually gonna be one of the dreadlords. It's like, so all of these idiots aren't, but you're the one idiot that isn't. Got you.
Right,
like,
exactly.
They're pawns, and they don't realize it, right? Essentially.
Yes, exactly. And they're one step above war fodder, which is like the Trollocs and the Fades and the Drakkar. They're like one step above that. I need these humans to do
they're a
functions
step below the Fades, though. They know that, and that's why he can't fucking
good
stand
point,
it with the
Greg.
Fade, because he knows, as much as he's kind of like, well, this is my position, and someone else is like, my position is like a High Lord of Tyr or what have you. I'm an Aes Sedai, blah blah blah. But they all bow their heads to the Fade. And fade is just I'm one off 100 or one off 1,000 or one off 1,000,000.
They're just like
excellent point.
They're faceless, mindless super soldiers. So they're just compared to these regular guys. The fades, have all these abilities and perks and whatever, and they're infinitely loyal. So they're just way infinitely.
Okay. I wouldn't say mindless. I wouldn't say mindless. I'd give them that. Yeah.
What I meant, you're correct. Not mindless, but like I said, just blindly loyal to the Dark One. So, in that sense, of course they're going to be higher ranked than these guys because they can actually do shit.
I have a question.
Okay.
Would the Fade be a higher rank than the Black Sedai?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking Pineapple and Sperg because they've gotten further along because there's something that transpires in the show why I understand why a certain character couldn't do nothing against the Fade because of something that happened to her, said individual.
I would say if we're talking in general terms, yeah. So in terms of there's an Aes Sedai and there's a Fade, a black Aes Sedai, no offense, Sade, Cal, the Fade would technically be higher, I think, in reality. In reality, but the Aes Sedai would definitely think they were above the Fade, but in reality they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris kind of was mentioning it in the chat. There is a hierarchy, and truthfully, it's a perceived hierarchy. I feel like it's more or less what you get tasked with is how important you are. It's not necessarily like everybody said with their position or anything. It's what you can do for me is what makes you more important. And
it shows how stupid the humans are, though, Sperg, doesn't it? Because the Fades are just like, I don't care if you think you're above me or not. I got told to do this, and you're going to do it, or the Trollocs are going to eat you. So,
good soldier.
Based on that, I would put the Fades above them, just because they're kind of like cool. Yeah, sure, you're in charge.
Okay,
sure.
So we're
definitely
saying
like
Fades,
captain rank.
The Fades will do what they need to do. They don't care. They technically don't care about rank. They just see a mission, do mission, and come back for another mission. Where everyone else is politicking to try to get above someone else.
And without going too far into it, you saw that the Fade was also very scared of the Forsaken, Bielsman or whoever he's supposed to be. So that kind of shows you that there's potential for Aes Sedai, if they were to be one of the new Forsaken or what have you, to be above, like literally above them. But until the Dark Lord says it, I don't think they give a shit, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Correct. So this is going back to where Annie thought this was the prologue, like taking place prior to book 1. Beelzemaster, whoever this guy is, summons up some awesome, wicked, cool holograms of our 3 boys. He shows Matt first, who just comes off as an ordinary farm boy, doesn't really, not too much going on yet with him. Again, Matt is probably getting the most shortest end of development here because there literally is nothing for them to say about Matt other than he's mischievous.
Didn't you hear how he described him? He said he's the least favorite of the 3 characters so far. That's how he described him. He went, no one really understands why everyone likes Matt. You can find him if you want. Don't worry too much if you can't find him now. The other 2, they've got a great storyline. Go find.
Yes, exactly. And this is where I could place the timeline because the second person he brings up, I believe, the second person I'm pretty sure is I'm right. Am I right? Is
You're correct. Yep, right. Yep.
Okay, so the second person he brings up is Perrin. And
with his what?
Exactly. He notices the yellow eyes in Perrin, which doesn't happen until he meets Elias. Even after that,
sure. But I thought it was like a future sight prophecy thing.
Well, see, that's it. In the beginning of the first book, Moraine tells us he's been going to the 2 rivers for years because he knew you were there. He didn't know who was there though. He couldn't pinpoint them out. Like literally, like there they are, like they can now.
Also, Annie, just to kind of throw it in as well, sorry to kind of ruin the argument a little bit. it would be very unhelpful if they were looking for someone who didn't have yellow eyes and they were saying he's got yellow eyes, because you'd be like, shit, okay, that's well easy. Because as far as we know, there's at this point at the first stage of the book, there's Elias. As far as we know, he's got yellow eyes. Everyone else doesn't have them. So it would be really stupid if they did say that, because Perrin didn't have it. So they would have let him go, I guess.
Well, not only that, nobody even knows what it was. Like, I don't even think that the other Forsaken knows exactly what it is, because it's even before their time.
Old. Yes, old.
It's
old,
older than old.
again,
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So, but that's like one little thing. And
totally understandable, though. From what you were saying, I was kind of like, yeah, no, that does make a lot of sense.
I mean, it's not.
That you would
it's
think
not
that,
illogical. Yeah, it's not illogical to reason it out that way. But also now that Rand gets brought up, because like, and Perrin has the Half Moon axe, I think too. I don't know if they explicitly mention it, but like it's basically a wanted poster, a full body wanted poster of these guys walking around. Beelzemon has seen them in their dreams. He knows exactly what they look like, and that's what he's presenting to all these people. And then he presents Rand, who has a heron mark blade. And Boris is noticing what all three of these farm boys, he's like straight up perplexed because they're farm boys. It's like, what the hell is going on here? One has yellow eyes, one has a heron marked sword. This is going to be easy to find, because these people should be sticking out like a sore thumb. This guy's tall, he has red hair, light eyes. He looks like a certain person that he doesn't look like, or an Aiel. They do mention that he looks like an Aiel man a couple times. So in his mind, Bors names them the trickster, the blacksmith, and the swordsman, which is also another thing that I find to be very on the nose later on. You know, like, okay, here we are with like the very stereotypical role-playing game party, which the Wheel of Time is actually, there is a role-playing game based on it, but it's like on a poor version of Dungeons and Dragons, so nobody plays it. Beelzemon says to all of them that one of these three is the dragon. I'm unsure which one yet, but I know it's one of these three. So we know that they don't know. Again, to mention, like, these guys aren't very smart for being some evil masterminds. They haven't reasoned it out at all. But it's also brought to our attention that that he would rather turn the dragon to serve him while he's alive, and that there's certain points in the pattern that will present itself that we will be able to try and make an attempt to do such thing. Oh yeah, that's what Beelzemon says. Know them. And he uses the word worms too. I think he calls somebody a worm. I can't remember. Worms. I love the word. It's so good.
I really don't want to say this, but I have to. Last time we was like, well, at least like they don't steal everything from Lord of the Rings. They have worms like that in Lord of the Rings as well, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so sorry.
Robert Jordan he just cherry picked everything out of everywhere.
He just took everything cool out of Lord of the Rings. Yeah. You bastard! It worked, but you got away with it.
Yeah, and also this though, there are a few. Oh, wrong one. There are a few parallels to the way it works in Harry Potter. It's a lot of people are very aware of the textbook hero's journey style of story, and it will work forever. It's like we'd love to go on that journey with everybody. Like it's the unique details which Robert Jordan gives us plenty of that make it interesting and fun to stick with. Speaking of details, Boris notices that instructions are being given to everybody. He looks over, and one of the Aes Sedai is being... Something's happening to her. Like, you can see her, like, looking into a distance. Her eyes are kind of glazed. She even gets lifted up off the ground a bit. And it looks like she's talking and responding to someone, but no one's there. So,
you think she was giving a bit of lip there, Sperg? A bit of being a bit cheeky, kind of like answering back that she was raised off the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, see, like to be like, no, bitch, I'm in charge here,
And that's kind of some of our experience with Aes Sedai. They are very
arrogant.
Yes, both Elida and Moraine kind of control the room that they're in, and command respect, and so I think it's just a natural response for somebody, even especially like a dark friend Aes Sedai has a very full tank of arrogance and haughtiness that would
high opinion of herself. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Because that's exactly who gets spoken to first, is the first Aes Sedai, then the second one. And the Shinaran soldier also gets some instructions and is confused by them, but nonetheless, goes about his business. And then we get to Bors. I think this is a pretty good scene as well. He gets entranced, and Beelzemon is literally speaking to him right in his head. You've been doing good. You need to continue your good works. He warns that these 3 farm boys are very dangerous, and it even further confuses Bors a bit, because why would they even, a sword is dangerous in anybody's hand, but I shouldn't be worried about these farm boys. And Beelzemon says, yeah, but it's bad for you. It's twice as bad for the person holding it, but everybody may wind up dead. So, just shut up and listen. So yeah, he gives them 3 things to kind of do. Those are the first 2 is continue doing what you're doing. Second one is be weary of these boys, but hunt them. And if Bors knew more, he's if I knew what everybody else was up to, I would be able to piece what I'm supposed to be doing together better in conjunction with the plan. Because this is very much the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing type of planning. I think it works to an extent, but not always. So the third thing that happens is these images are implanted into Bors' head. He's literally getting brainwashed of what he should be doing. And we get descriptions of what's happening. There's a woman doing something. There's a weird soldier. We get described in the armor. It looks like a giant bug. And then he mentions the horn of Valir to Bors. He sees the image of the horn. He doesn't know what it is, I don't think. But it's some commands are too important for you to know what you do. And Bors relents and says, you command, oh Lord, blah, blah, blah. But is at the same time, as he's agreeing to do what he's told, he's really trying to harness and remember the images, but they're escaping him very much like a dream. The more he tries to remember, the harder it is to hold on to. Oh, and this is exactly where I mentioned it already, but this is where he does label them the blacksmith, the swordman, and the trickster.
Yeah.
And does speculate on what's the importance of Perrin having yellow eyes. What does that mean? What does it mean? Single McBean, what does it mean?
Nothing. He just has yellow eyes. Calm down. One guy has red hair. The other guy has yellow eyes. It's just how they were born. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
he drinks a lot, okay? He drinks a lot and his liver's failing. Yeah.
That's possible, because they do. I would imagine it could be a 2-way street.
Yeah, it sounded that way.
Oh, take that back. That's because he would. He's the Dark Lord. I would at least be worried that he could. So as he's trying to remember all this,
especially if you're willingly letting him in, if you're fighting him off, it might be different. But if you're come on in, buddy, and then the guy's coming into your head and giving you telepathy, he might, because you're willingly letting him in there, and he's this powerful, he might be able to, literally just be able to read your mind. It seems like it's implied that way based on the dialogue as well.
I think it makes sense as well, the fact that he's talking to you in your mind, that you can respond with your mind. So he's technically, yes, reading your mind, but you're actually talking to him that way. That's why when he's listening to everyone else, half the people are kind of yeah, well, what do I do tomorrow or something? But other people aren't saying shit. It's because they're maybe learning, all right, okay, he's talking to me, so I'm trying to say something back. Okay, he can hear me. Done. Whereas your natural reaction, obviously, if someone's you see all these crazy people, they just start talking out loud as well, So.
Yes. And it shows that some people are more arrogant. Like it's different people. Some people shut up and take their orders. Other people are questioning, and that probably shows that they're less trustworthy as well. Like if you need somebody to do something, you want somebody that goes, "Okay, I gotcha," and then they go off and do it. Not somebody that goes, "Why? Why do I need that?" Because now you're wasting his time. You know what I mean? So that is kind of how I think the ranking system works amongst the Dark Friends and everybody. You know what I mean?
It's based on
how
that, like,
useful are you?
is that like sort of mindless loyalty?
That's
Obsequience, I think is the correct word.
ooh. I need a word of the day calendar. That is a good word. Obsequience. We also got semblance in this prologue as well. Another fun word we hear a lot. And here's a word that I used that's not in the book. A vexed Bors gets escorted back to his room. So a servant comes up to him and says, "Master Bors, let's go to your room," and blah, blah, blah. And it makes Bors very uncomfortable, this guy. How does he know who I am? How does he know my name? Why is he talking to me like an equal? Fuck this guy. And so as the servant is leaving, Bors opens his cloak, or opens his travel bag to change from the cloak and bundle that he's wearing into the cloak that he has. And it's described to us, he pulls out a white cloak with a sunburst on it, which we have seen. We know what that is. We've had the description because Rand has ran into him. I personally do think that Bors is one of the Children of the Light. In fact, a white cloak. One of the exact
100%.
opposite, sworn to fight the dark kind of thing, you know, that which goes back to him having that very strong moral conflict internally.
1,100%. Everything points towards that. Obviously, that itself is the main thing to kind of go, okay, yeah, obviously, like, it's a white cloak. But like even the hatred of like Fades and that, like, he hates them more than he's scared of them, and he's kind of like, I should be above you. So kind of like, yep, they hate anything dark, even though kind of you shouldn't because you're a dark friend. Just like the arrogance, like I said, and hatred of witches, you know, he even uses the term witches when he thinks of them. So that's kind of a big giveaway as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, just I very much, and the fact that he thinks he's so much smarter and like better than everyone, it kind of matches that arrogance as well. And as we said earlier, the mantra that he couldn't help but kind of repeat the.
So could this be
for the
Bayer
light.
then?
I don't think so. Could Spire would know Perrin at this point, right? We've narrowed down the time.
I'm sorry,
Spire
I
know
missed
Perrin.
it.
Yeah.
Who knows Perrin?
You
I'm
missed.
sorry, I missed.
What,
No,
what did you miss?
You're right.
What
Disregard
you
me.
guys said. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I missed what Annie said. Is what it was. The reason I missed what Annie said is because I got to get used to doing this myself. I think this is the right one. Nope, that's the wrong one. See,
Very good.
that's not
Maybe.
it either.
Hello,
Oh, it's
everyone.
pineapple. Not
How's
you,
it going?
Annie. Can you help me out, please,
What's
and
happening?
make me big on?
Do you want to say what you need?
Yeah.
Okay,
that
he
button.
needs Sperg.
Thank you. I gotta remember what they're labeled. I gotta wait for the pop up so I read it. But shout out to 10422 in the chat with a super tip, supertip.gg/snake. There you go. Sperg and crew. That's you, Ekul, Annie, and Lou. We all get 75 cents of that. Thank you so very much, Tim. I love you guys. Thank you so much for yesterday. If you didn't know, I had a wonderful night last night. I did not get any sleep, Mr. Pineapple. We can all go. I think we can go back to the Foursquare. Thank you. Yeah, I was busting your chops about being here a half an hour. If we start at 12:30, I'm going to be a half hour late. I'm always going to be late. That's just my nature. So please don't take that with a grain of salt. Thank you again, Tim, for the $3 super tip. So yes.
Thank you, Tim.
So what did you guys think of the prologue here? We got a little bit of insight from Annie. About
Something
time
I
placement.
think you may have glossed over. It seems
Yes.
like after this meeting, he got like Men in Black neuralized. Like the info's in there, but he no longer can remember it because he's like grasping at what he was just trying to remember, and it gets further and further away from him after the conversation.
Something specific got neuralized, but I think they point that out right when Sperg was saying about the images that were kind of getting blasted into his head. So they have a conversation about stuff that he's allowed to know. And then he's kind of like, and FYI, I just need to do this real quick. Don't worry about this. You're not going to remember this. This is just higher level shit, you know? So he still knows half of it, I would say, Annie.
it was like some commands are not for you, even you to know, even though I'm giving them directly to you. You can't know them. And I think that is twofold, because it stops him from being tortured and spilling his guts. You know what I mean? Like he's very much Manchurian candidated. You know, he's just waiting for the trigger to happen, and then those things will come to him, and he'll just be on autopilot or whatever. Lou, what did you think of the prologue? We did get a little bit. You said it was a little bit more boring in the book than the show. What did you like and dislike about the prologue in the book?
Everyone's so fucking. You can't. You don't see who's who. Like it's all description based, which is fine. Like I said, the show added a little child to this sequence. Like, so I get that child is stupid and irrelevant now because I guess there's no woman there that's a mother. I mean, like I said, it's just a bunch of shit. The prologues are meant to serve something, add to it, but I just felt it's just dragging along. Like, by God, again, like I said, my prologue was 44 minutes. I had to deal with a bunch of bullshit in the beginning, like, fuck, I'm busy doing something else. I can't get to the skip point where I need to get to. Got to hear fucking, oh, Robert Jordan was born in this state and lived in New Hampshire, wherever the fuck he lived with his wife. Like,
how do you answer every question apart from the one that you get asked? So you've told us about a girl in the show, and at the beginning there's an introduction to Robert Jordan. I haven't heard you say anything about it apart from it's boring.
I asked a very specific question this time too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know.
I tried to make it that way.
You tried your best.
I just want to know who the fuck this Ba'algamon guy is. Is he fucking who I think he is? Who the fuck is he? God damn it!
Jesus.
That's all I want to know.
What did Ekul think? What did Ekul think?
Yes.
Good question.
No one fucking cares what you think.
They do, because I don't go, it's dumb. It's real dumb.
My favorite part of the show. It's in the description too. This banter is in the description, which I made.
There you go.
I'm very proud of myself with this description.
Wait, Lou, who are you trying to figure out who is?
He wants to know who Beelzebub is.
He's Shaitan, the big bad final boss.
He's shaking his head because he's even
I don't think
in the book versus the show. Yeah, even in the book versus the show or whatever. Right. You can kind of surmise that out. But
you can't tell me, Chris, because it would be a spoiler to someone else. You would have to find a way to tell me, like in our own private message.
I will. I'll DM you.
Promises. Right.
Yes,
sorry,
but back to Ekul. Do you have any thoughts, Ekul, or are you mindless fruit?
Yeah. No. Funnily enough, I am not hollow in the brain, unlike some people. I thought it was great, but again, me and Spergy, we've obviously gone through all of this, so this is just like lore dump, info dump, and if anything, we're kind of like, oh God, does he come back up later? Is he someone later on that we can work out? Because, like you say, we've worked out he's a child of light, so naturally, and he's kind of like, oh, who is he? Like, but like the same things we think. Oh, who is it? Buyer? Is it like one of the questioners or what have you? But in reality, I'm kind of like, it doesn't really matter. It's just giving us a chance to get little bits of information about loads of different kind of people who are dark friends. So they kind of literally tell you it could be a High Lord, it could be a fucking Tinker. Yeah, it could be an Aes Sedai. It can be one of the ship folk.
Sea folk. Or a Shi'aran soldier.
Well. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but I understand it is quite long and it doesn't really get us anywhere apart from telling us they're looking for him. It's like, yeah, no shit. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it is literally just, here is a throw you in the deep end. This is how the evil faction operates. You know what I mean? It's just like you're getting like we all kind of get it. Like, all right, they're not very bright or coordinated. The guy in charge is trying to coordinate a bunch of. It's hard to get 5 people to meet up. It's different. It's difficult for this. So what he's doing, we all kind of know from real world experience, doesn't work out. Exactly. Clandestine, secret hush-hush things. Somebody's going to spill the beans. Somebody's unreliable because we don't know who's who. It's not a good thing.
Good example is that guy in the town from the first book. He was like, hey, by the way, I'm a dark friend and I'm supposed to do stuff. And then Rand is like, get out of here. And he's like, all right.
That was a good moment because you made me remember it more because of the way you described it. He's like walking in, like strutting around, swinging his hat, and then he sees Rand.
And then Metal Gear Solid. Oh shit!
Yeah, oh shit! I'm supposed to be doing this thing that's not going to happen in a million years, but here it is. We're getting that. Like maybe these guys aren't the most reliable, no matter what their station is.
Can I sidetrack real quick before we move on to the next chapter? Real quick, I promise. But Chris Mack is trying to cope in the chat. Do you remember when he was like, no, there's definitely only 12? And we were like, no, there's definitely 13. He's like, no, there's 12. So we literally Googled it. We're like, mate, there's 13. And then he's like, yeah, but technically, if you think of it this way, I was right.
That's exactly.
I mean, the book clearly states in this one 13. Boom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get out of here, Chris. Don't actually.
That is an important magical number, as we all know. Real world and in lore, it gets brought up more and more. We're all part of this little Dabbleverse corner. So yeah, justifying your logic is priority number one, even if it's bad. Starry, thank you so very much. Look at this. I can do things. I think. Bam. Oh yeah, thank you, Annie. You're so smart. I already forgot that part of it too. I'm gonna be so terrible at this. I love you guys so much. Starry, thank you for the $10. Agrees with me. Lou's commentary has always been my favorite. Big smiley emoji. Thank you so much for the $10.
God damn it, Starry. Jesus, bro.
It definitely helps with the levity for sure.
So is this why OJ runs Rocco's Super Tips?
Yes, this is exactly right. Who should be here watching, Annie? Not to sidetrack tangent too much, but Birch should be here watching me panic and fail and ask you for help constantly because, he's well overthinking what he's trying to do. I love the guy. And I get it. I am that person as well. I identify with him so much. Thank you, Starry. Such a sweetie Petey. Every super tip to me is a finger in the eye of our own Dark Lord Karmic Ox. And thank you so very much. I love you guys.
Not how I expected that to come out, but okay.
Well, you got to keep the jokes going. And speaking of keeping going, now that we are through the prologue, which was only a half an hour, and we spent almost an hour talking about it. Oh boy. Let's keep it moving because we got Pineapple has a deadline.
I'm out in an hour. Out.
Right on.
Peace.
And luckily, the next two chapters, there's little action, more descriptors that we don't need to cover. I will try to do my best to keep things rolling here. The chapter 1 of our book 2, we're actually getting back into where we continued. The Flame of Tarvalin is the title of our chapter. It does the opening that Ekul read earlier. The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass. Memory fades to legend, legend fades to myth. Even myth is long before God, blah, 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 blah. And, but it does the nice description. A wind rose, an eastern wind rose in the Faldara keep, and blah, blah, blah. So he adds little flavor text to it. And I do enjoy that. It makes we kind of just read it out because it's fun to read. The flavor text really adds and sets up the tone of the book. We're still in Shinar, and we find out that spring came late and it's trying to catch up because it should be summer, but the flowers are quickly blooming and the grass is growing and things are looking better. Environmentally, there has been a victory over the shadow recently, and it is showing in the weather, which is kind of neat. They are not only in Shinar, they are still in Faldara. We are in the keep / fortress town of that we were in at the end of last chapter, where I'm going to bring something up that I remembered later on. We joined Rand on a balcony. It would be a normal size balcony. It seems kind of small, but there's two people on it who are practicing the sword. Rand and Lan, who's a big guy, makes the balcony feel a little crowded. And he has been kicking the shit out of Rand, sword wise. We get a description where Rand has got some bruises on his ribs already, a little knock on his shoulder that he got hurt from. And Lan, being Lan, has not a mark on him. I think this is probably the chapter that really endears me to Lan, not just because he's a sword master, blade master, badass guy, but there's some good stuff going on here. So
he's definitely taken on a sensei role for Rand.
100%. Thank you. Yep, that's a good way to put it for what's going on here. Because
you know what, it reminds me of a tiny bit as well. Sorry, just because Annie brought it up, I thought I'd throw it in as well, just to derail. He's kind of taken over from Tom as well, hasn't he? And I wonder if that's like intentional. Whereas obviously he's very much like, I don't get involved. I'm just here for Moraine, and he's already off banging naive, as we call her here, and you know, so it makes me think like that's quite. It kind of shows a bit of the character of someone who's intentionally hard to read. That he does take that on, even though he's begrudgingly doing it. He is kind of like, nah, they need a bit of support here, especially without Tom. So I agree.
Yes. And I'll get into more about that here in a moment because, as we all know, Rand does have father issues. So I'm very much a weeb. So like a lot of people, especially again, we'll
late
mention the show.
onset daddy issues too. That sucks.
Right. Like you can tell that was his world up until this point. So they're basically face to face doing the sword thing. They got the practice swords. I almost want to call them panfas, but that's like the nightstick looking thing.
Kendo.
Yeah, they're kendo swords. The bamboo style practice swords that clack, which I've watched a lot of, or as much as I could on YouTube because there's only so many competitions out there. I love sword fighting. So I imagine it very much like kendo or Bushido style fighting. And Rand is letting his thoughts drift, and Lan sees that, and it takes the opportunity to make a move and strike because that's exactly what it is. There is a strong concentration game going on there because this is your life. You know what I mean? Not in this case because they're practicing. But Rand does all he can to defend here. Clack, 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 clack. Lan's making his approach, and Rand is like just trying to defend himself. And Lan makes a nice good stab at him because Rand leaves his chest open. And then something weird happens. A wind comes up and surrounds him almost like he's trapped in a jello. Like he has movement a little bit, but it's very hard to press forward or move away or dodge. Like he would have been able to maybe lessen the blow or something. But this jelly wind that engulfs him actually pushes him towards the... Yes.
Do you know, Sperg, just from memory, do we find out anything about that, or is that's that, and like the information we get from this chapter, that's everything we have?
It's Mushu Shu. It's not Ma Shin Shin. It's Mushu Shu. It's different.
Yeah,
it's the wind outside of the waves.
Exactly. I like that. Mushu Shu is very great as well because that's exactly what came to mind. This is the third time we got a fart in the wind that is doing some damage, and I don't believe.
Okay, I was going to throw this out in, and sorry. So to confirm, this ain't a spoiler. This is literally just me guessing what I thought it was, and it's wrong. I thought it might have been Moraine and Egwene kind of being, and not naive, obviously, but like doing more, like learning more with the power, or maybe Moraine just seeing if she can keep him in check still, if she can still stop him without him getting his powers and kind of Super Saiyan kind of kicking ass. And seeing as you confirmed we don't find anything out, obviously I assume that's not true, but
and here's the thing, it mentions that he did feel goosebumps, but
okay,
is that I can't recall exactly. Did that happen before the wind? Did he feel a shiver and goosebumps before that happened, or was that after? I can't quite recall, but I know that gets mentioned twice in the next two chapters in passing.
Okay,
it could be nerves. Chris, it could be.
Chris confirms it in the chat, and that's helpful because again, there's way too much to remember, right? So there's so many plausible things here, but apparently no, it's just one of those strange things that happen. So fair enough. Sorry.
And that was mentioned earlier that you know, as the prison weakens, the Dark One's touch gets stronger, and we know that one of the seals are broken. So it that's what I mean. Like it could like I just mentioned, there is that one detail that I kind of threw out there that, you know, you can kind of like make your own assumptions and it works. Is there a Dark Friend Aes Sedai hanging around that tried to do it? We don't know, because there literally could be. There are Aes Sedai that are mad respect in Shinar, so they would be walking around, you know, hiding in plain sight. You could justify it in a number of ways, but if I take Chris's word for it for the most part, because he is also a lore master.
And that is that is very much the vibe that we all get on this, that it was just one of those weird things that happen, and it's even explained that way, right? So that's the only reason I didn't want to guess that, in case I remembered it and I accidentally was thinking I was guessing it. So yeah.
Correct. I understand. So the wind is pushing him forward into the practice blade, which then splinters into a bazillion pieces. Again, they like scenes that I think would have played very well in the show. I don't know if they did or not, this one. But like something like this. Same with like the Beelzemon red mask face thing, like being in the front of your vision. I thought that would have been a cool visual trick that you can do. And we'll get more into like things that seem like scenes. So it breaks. Lan chastises him. Like he's like, "What are you doing, sheep herder? Like come on now. Like you can't be that tired. I mean, you know better than to let that kind of thing happen." But then he notices Rand's confusion on his face, and then Rand explains, "There's like the air. Something happened here. I don't know what. Blah blah blah." And so Lan kind of just, you know, he believes him. He has no other choice but to believe him. He doesn't necessarily question it. He's kind of troubled by it, in fact, because he doesn't know, like we just were doing. He doesn't know where it's coming from. It could be the Dark One touching. It could be a Dark Friend Aes Sedai, or a Black Aja person, or you know, any number of things that we're not sure. It could be himself, for all we know, because what we know Rand can channel. He did it last book. Is it something that just happened because he was thinking errantly and like just something happened in his head? But like Chris, you know, it gets there as the prison weakens, the Dark Lord gets stronger. So that makes sense that he could just kind of throw out a thing like concentrated wind or a denser, compact air around him to slow motion. Lance says it without saying it, basically. It's like, well, you are who you are, which is basically L'Oreal saying, Taviran. You know,
are we going to start saying all of the Are we going to say all of the Lewisms? Is that the game? All right.
That's it now. So this is where I really start to enjoy Lan as a character. Let me move along because I'm started parking around. Lan questions why Rand is still here. He's like, "Why are you still here, sheepherder? The sword?" You know, and Rand starts contemplating about some things and is looking at the sword, and again, Lan out of nowhere kind of seems to read his mind and says to him, "You know, in the Borderlands, a man who's raised a child is that man's father, and no one says different here." Which makes sense, because your father might go off to battle and get killed, and you need somebody to come in and step into that role and give you guidance to show you how to be. So I find it to be very great, comforting advice to him, because I believe that myself. We have a, it takes a village to raise a child saying. That's like a real world saying here. And I do think that, because if you limit yourself to being only influenced by your family and your friends, who are of course going to support you and say yes, you're never going to get an opposing side to grow your perspective. So that to me is kind of progressive in a way. It's like, we will raise somebody else's kid because we need soldiers to be soldiers and not just like flail about and figure it out for themselves. But Rand, young old vibes, I haven't seen her yet this morning. Petulant Rand, he just goes, "Whatever," and slams his sword back in the scabbard. He's like, not hearing it.
You're not
Yeah,
my dad.
exactly. He's a child. Real quick, yeah. Thanks, Quad, for stopping and hit that like button. Shout out to Hallucinogens.
Mm.
So
Oh, follow hallucinogens, I guess.
yes, at,
Mm.
at hallucinogenics.org. No, so Lan starts talking about the swords. Because he said that you can just sell it, like you can get rid of the sword. He's like, I'm not getting rid of it. And he's holding on to this sword because it's like a thread to his father. And again, we've seen it in other places where people want to hold on to something from their past. Like maybe they hold on to like a baby blanket or something like that from their childhood. They keep it around because it is an anchor to who they were back in their house. They can look at that, they can hold it, they can clutch it. It's a thing. So Rand's holding this sword as an heirloom. It's his tie to who he knows is his father, being born from him or not. That's his dad, and I'm holding on to this thing. We get a nice.
It really sucks
description.
that he can't just accept that part. It's like, okay, even if Tam isn't my birth giving guy, then he still raised me. He's still my dad. So whatever.
Right, and Lan tried to comfort him with that exact advice, and he's like, no,
and he's just like,
not good enough.
Ugh. Yeah, being Rand.
So Lan,
but it's because they're from different places, though. From the Borderlands, it's like, no, it doesn't matter. Like you said, people die. They're there to whoever raises you is your dad. Whereas in their village, they're kind of like, are you weirdos? Like everything's very kind of insular and different. Yeah. So as much as that's good advice here, that doesn't follow his kind of morals or whatever. He's like, no, he literally was my dad. Now I've got to be like, yeah, he's kind of my dad, right? Because he was there the whole time. Like, no, he was literally my dad like 6 weeks ago.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, so he's dealing with the Maury Povich, you are not the father stress. He's literally like the one running around going, oh my God. He just can't control himself over it. So Lan very deftly changes the subject and starts talking about swords. We get a little quick before he gets into the full description of swords and stuff. There is a book description of Malkir again. We get Lan's full on title. He's the last of the Malkiri, king of the land, lord of the seven towers, which are now broken and lost to the blight. Very sad. And he starts explaining how back in when the world was breaking, when the last time this battle had happened, Aes Sedai were making power wrought weapons, and they were pulling iron out of the ground and fashioning swords out of these weapons. They'll never need sharpening. They'll never break. They're very rare. He's seen people who've had them before sharpen them, and the sword dulls
just damages the sharpening stones and stuff like that.
Right. Instead of sharpening the blade, it damages the stone itself. And they're very rare. And after all of that happened, in the prologue, the Luce Theron prologue, where the Dragon Mount is formed, after that is when the Aes Sedai swear to stop making weapons for destruction like that. Like, they don't make swords for men anymore. They don't make anything that can be used as a weapon to hurt others that can be made with the power. They do not use it. In fact, they took an oath on it.
All of them, though?
They pinky promise.
See that? Yes, it's exactly. Or
but
what
everyone?
Is it? Spit on your hand and handshake. That kind of thing. Like, we agree. And it dawns on Rand that Lan is talking about his Heronmark blade, and not his own sword. Like, Rand thought Lan was talking about his own sword, but was talking about how that sword that Rand's father had is old as shit. It can tell tales of up to 3,000 years, buddy. I don't know how your dad got it, but he got it and he gave it to you. And it's very special. It's extremely rare, even amongst blade masters. That's a rare ass sword.
Dude chopped
so you
it
can sell
down.
it if you want.
Dude chopped apart an entire cart, and it didn't get dulled. He should know this.
Right.
No, that's all sorts. All swords are like that. That's the first sword
Oh,
he
right.
held.
Right,
He's
of
like,
course.
why does Perrin use an axe? He's such an idiot. Just use a sword. Brilliant.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
sweet, easy.
You see Young O Vibes update. Hello, Young O Vibe.
There you go.
You see the update where it says.
Y'all have inspired me to finish the audiobook, but I still hate it.
Mm.
Oh.
Very good.
Hooray!
And I just mentioned, yeah, because this is where Rand is being a peak petulant child. He doesn't want to hear Lan's advice for, dude, just because your dad might not be your dad, he fucking made you who you are. That's more than enough credit for him to be your father. So shut the booty. But here we go. And I wrote this one I wrote it specifically this way for Pineapple. So yeah, after he tells him about the sword, it being 3,000 years old and all of that, Rand calls him out again. Why are you still here? To practice the sword? I can make you a blade master in 5 years, but you and I both know you ain't got 5 years. You maybe got a year, right? And Rand, very much as a petulant, well, Matt and Perrin are still here, and Wayne's still here, and I didn't want to leave before them, and they're my friends, and you fucking wuss. Rand is whinging on about it. He's like, well, you can go. I mean, Lance starts spitting facts at him. He's like, you can leave. I mean, you're a big boy. They're big boys, too. Like, you'd have said goodbye and been on your way a month ago. We find out that he's been there a month. A month since the last book ended, and here we are. So that's 30 days. And that's kind of where, and somewhere in there is where I'm imagining the prologue takes place. So Rand whinges on and wishes he could just be somewhere else with somebody else doing something else. And Lan calls him on that shit. So you wish Egwene would go with you and refuse the White Tower? You think she's going to do that? You think you're worth it? Kind of insults him there a little bit. And I was like, yep, that's exactly what he should be hearing. And Rand says, well, even if she wanted to go, I would tell her no, because I'd protect her from myself at the very least. But wouldn't it be nice if she did, though? I mean, come on, man, it would be great. He's literally wishing about it.
Yeah, how nice is he being to Rand? And Rand really doesn't deserve it in this, because you pointed out he's being very immature, really. Like both times he's been pretty immature with his responses. But he's essentially saying, yeah, no, you're actually good enough to be a swordmaster, but it ain't on the cards for you. You know what I mean? He don't have to say that. He's kind of like, no, you could literally become one of the best swordsmasters there are. You just ain't got time. So put it out your head. It's not because you're not good enough or anything. It's not for you. And then he even does say about Egwene, he's like, maybe she would potentially could, choose you over the White Tower. She might do that. People do crazy shit for love. And then he's like, bloody naive.
That's right.
Bloody
Yes.
naive.
Good catch. Thank you for remembering that, because I too had my second listen this morning. I did run through real quickly. That is why I was running a little late. That was a detail, because Lan's kind of love does strange things, he's lamenting it as well, because we know who he's in love with. He loves it. I think it's so great that
L'Oreal.
because we're told. Yes, exactly. Going to be an.
I thought he was in love with Scarlet.
Oh man, oof. Oof. That's distracting.
Ban topic. Ban topic. I hate that. Anyway.
So actually, Lan does. He calls him out again for waiting. Well, why are you still here, bro? Why are you still here for real? All right. Rand kind of fesses up. It's Moraine. I need her advice. She's been bloody avoiding me with her bloody Aes Sedai shit and bloody ass. Like he's just like you were just saying. He finally does go from being like this
effing and jeffing, isn't he?
Yes, very much so. I thought it was great. Peace be with you. Which he did. He picked that up. If you didn't catch, he does pick that up. He says it like 3 times.
Local curse words, right?
Throws tantrum is in the notes there. Rand is angry and afraid. Oh, because Moraine has been avoiding him. He wants the advice, and Lan says to respect her privacy. He's like, look, dude, you've learned what you could from her. You just got to let her do her thing. She's doing what she has to do because she has to do it. And would you rather treat you like you are? And he goes, no, I don't want her to do that, which I think he's implying the gentling thing. And
Can
he's
I
scared
ask
of other things.
what it is they are doing? Because if they've been here for a month, I thought they had to leave to go take this horn someplace. I thought it was important suddenly, and they're just like, all right, yeah, but we are going to take a month's vacation, of course.
Right, exactly.
for sure. I'll be honest, Annie. I don't know if Sperg agrees with this, but I think Moraine's kind of like, go, run away, and the longer that he doesn't, the longer she's like, well, we're nearly ready to go now. So wait, let's invite someone here instead. You know, that might make you run away. But yeah, obviously I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of it. It's like we find out that Moraine has been gone. She left. We don't know exactly how long ago she left, but I'm imagining it was within a week or two of being back from the Eye of the World. So she's been gone at least a week or two. And Rand is taking it as a slight, like she's just not talking to me. I want some more advice before I take off, blah, blah, blah. And again, he's like super scared of what they might do to her. And he's also super scared of what he might do to himself. You know, like he's feeling like he's in a no-win situation. So Lan mentioned, oh, Moraine's here. She just got back last night, asshole. So go talk to her. Ha ha ha. You know, basically kind of like, I think that was a little more on purpose, like just to fuck with Rand a bit. Like Lan's like a dude. He's still going to screw with him. Well, dude, you're so upset that she's been gone. You didn't even notice she got back last night. Nah. You know, that kind of thing.
He literally lets him throw these toys out the pram. And then he goes, well, she's back, so you can go see her if you want. And he's like, oh my God. Like, because Lan's pretty observant. He probably realized that was why he's been a little petulant bitch, you know, so.
Yeah, that's what I like about Lan here. It's like, he doesn't show a lot of emotions. He doesn't do a lot of engagement with a lot of other characters. He just kind of is and pushing. And here he's literally engaging Rand, like Annie mentioned, as senpai, you know, like a very much, you need guidance, I'll do my best while I have time with you kind of thing. He knows Rand wants to run away, and he also knows why Rand isn't running away. And it's not why Rand thinks. Rand can't leave, in my opinion. And that's that. And Lan knows it. So he's just going to humor Rand. That's all he can do is kind of humor him while he's doing what he's doing, training the sword. That's all he can do while Rand's there. And it also gives us like, okay, he's got a month out training. Lan is respecting him. You got quick wrists, good knees. You don't make the same mistake twice. You know, giving us that Rand's actually kind of good with the sword. He's not a blade master. He can make him one in a short amount of time. That was a question I'm expecting nobody to say no to. No. Oh, I didn't swear. Did I swear? I'm sorry.
I hit the wrong button.
Real quick, round robin, Annie, Lou, and then Pineapple. If Lan offered you a 5-year boot camp to make you a blade master, would you take it? I'm not expecting no's, but I would like to hear what you would think about it.
If I wasn't, currently busy with other stuff, yeah, well, sure, why not? I mean, if I was in Rand's position to take that offer, yes, but he's not.
Rand's not even in the position to take that offer, and Lan mentions that. I totally would. Lou, would you be a blade master within 5 years if you could?
No.
He did say no.
No.
You're not a sword guy? What? Do you have a preferred melee weapon of choice?
Yeah, a gun. Point and shoot.
It's not a melee, it's a projectile weapon.
In Minecraft, YouTube. Jesus.
We got to say pew pew on YouTube. No,
pew pew.
This is Borderlands. Your gun can't do melee damage.
All bullshit. I guess living in that time, yeah, I would. If time was on our side, but it's not, so you just got to be realistic. He's learning what he can learn, and he's better than probably what most people would be given the status.
Nice. Ekul, are you a blade master?
So I will answer your actual specific question, which was, would I accept that offer? Not if I was Rand, would I accept the offer? Yes, 100%. I would love to be a blade master, especially if he's like 5 years. I'll be like, brilliant, that's great. I can then go rob a load of people in medieval times and maybe get some servants, maybe a little castle. Yes, definitely. Oh, I wanted to ask you this earlier as well. What state do I have to go to like a medieval fair, where they serve food like in Lyle. Is it not Lyle? No, Cable Guy.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Where-
dude, I am obsessed with going to medieval times. I was looking to see
Mhm.
if there was one in Vegas. I think there may be. And if there is, you and I are sitting front row rooting for the Blue Knight. I am
Okay.
putting chicken skin on my face, and you're going to take selfies with
Yep.
me, and we're going to have a great time. I don't know if you know this, and Dylan will confirm. The Cable Guy is probably in my top 3 of favorite movies of all time. It's Office
Mhm.
Space, The Cable Guy,
Mhm.
and Orgasmo Snatch, and maybe
Cable
another
Guy.
one. One of my I quote that movie more than people realize because nobody's ever really given a shit about that movie.
Such
But
a
like
good
I'll say,
film.
I love this game, or like look who decided to show. You know, because it's so perfect that here I go on a tangent again. I got to keep it moving. But like Matthew Broderick washing his hair, and then Jim Carrey knocks on the door. Oh fuck!
Mhm.
Like, it's so good.
What
Just
about,
such a
what about the scene when they're in jail and he puts his tit up against?
No. Let's get back to what we need to discuss. You know.
This is going to
I
be
know.
Ekul
There we
in
go.
5 years.
Me?
What fucking sword was that?
I can never be that tall.
I think that was one of
Yeah,
those
she
like
used to.
rolling paper tube swords you make when you're a kid. It's just super huge. What up?
Thought
Saying
that
hi to
was
chat,
fucking
Matt.
Ned Stark
Steve,
sword from Game of Thrones.
Godly, stop distracting us. Anyway, go on, Sperg. What are you saying, mate?
So yes, all right. After Lan kind of chastises him about, being a whingy little whiny baby, Moraine is back here. So let's get back to training. Yes, right. Let's, instead of sitting around and chit-chatting about things, Harren waiting in the rushes tells him to that was one of the first forms I think we hear Lan mention. It's one of the things that I think Annie might enjoy. We do get more. And Lan explains what Harren waiting in the Russians is. It leaves you open. It's a
In the
form
Russians?
specifically for rushes, bushes. I don't know.
No Russians.
No Russians.
Waiting in the Ukraine. I mean, as he's doing that, Lan explains to him about balance, but it leaves him open. You can use it to strike home and kill your opponent, but you're going to get stabbed as well. There's no counter defense to the way that works.
My head's exploded.
Yep. And so as Rand starts to practice the form, there's a procession coming through, and he hears the fanfare, and there's this huge we get a nice description of somebody of great importance is arriving. And Lan looks, or not Lan, Rand starts looking, and he can see, horses and all these people and a big square thing and carts, and then he sees a banner. He notices it has a rainbow backdrop, which doesn't really bother him. The part that bothers him
Hashtag
is
woke.
the White Tower is very woke. Coincidentally, right? We can call the White Tower.
Coincidence? I think not.
He notices that it is the flame of Tarvalin, which is the white half of a yin yang, if you can imagine that. It's just all white. It doesn't have the black dot. It's just an all white teardroppy shape kind of thing.
Hashtag all white.
That's right. And earlier I should have mentioned, Rand feels like he cannot escape the Aes Sedai no matter what he does, because his sword is even power wrought. What he's carrying on his hip, it has him also tied to them somehow in his mind. And he notices that all the people that are on horseback are all Aes Sedai with their warders and such. And he asks Lan, why so many? He doesn't, understand what's going on here. And in my notes, it says book 1 recap, which means we get this chunk of why I think the unabridged edition, this is something I think that might have gotten taken out. This sentence where he's like, he's been through the ways, he's been through here, he stayed in an inn, blah, 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 he's done this and that. I think that can get cut to the point where it's like, he's been places, he's seen things, that you could take out the events that he's been through because we already know. It's just, we know he's been places. He's already been to the eye of the world. Holy shit. He's a seasoned traveler now. It's only been a half a year, but he's seen the world, entire world. But he still isn't prepared for this.
He's had chicken sandwiches. He's seen the entire
exactly.
world.
A lot of parallels here. But and all of that, even as world traveled as he is now, he's still not prepared for the Armelin seat. because that's who's showing up. And Lan feels sympathetic because the Armelin came to see is here, and Lan immediately is like, well, lessons are done, buddy. You know, like, it's over. It's just done. Yep, practice is done. And Rand is like, oh, they're here for me. Blah, blah, blah. You know, so we get another internal monologue with Rand having fear of being a false dragon, having even more fear if he's actually what Moraine says he is, the Dragon Reborn. You know, because then he's got to fight the Dark One. It's like, holy shit. And so Rand takes off down a flight of stairs and heads to his room. Which brings us now to chapter 2. But before we get started, you know, how do you guys feel about this chapter? Like I mentioned on the top of it, it really endeared Lan to me. Young Old Vibes is in the chat. It really, Abel Gooblo, it really shows Rand's annoying side. This is how he acts, not just here, but like even in the first book, he was being very resistant. And I'm just gonna do, you know. So curious on your guys' opinions, Annie, Lou, and then Ekul.
I loved this chapter. I think it was a great intro to the book. In fact, I think it was good enough that if you had just picked up this book instead of the first book, you would be like, oh, okay, all right, I don't necessarily need to pick that up. I might need to in a little bit. But right now, I'm got a recap of what just happened in that last book, so I can at least go forward the next couple of chapters before I have to jump back into the first book. It recapped it nicely, and I really liked that we get a view into Lan's well, like fatherly side.
Yes, very much a mentor. Lou, opinions on chapter 1.
Lanced up good, ran boring, move on.
Very succinct.
Again, not to harp back to what the pineapple hates. It's just so different. The contrast is different between episode 1 and where we are here. Like, I get it. This is a month out, and yet he's still there whining and bitching. But the only good side is Lan is teaching him how to fight. Granted, I think that scene happens much later in season 3, but I digress.
It's definitely easier in the book to do this in this order because you're it's a story this way that we can meander through. Where the medium of television, and I don't mind that you compare it to the show. I know it's funny, but I didn't watch it as much as either one of you two, and I like there was too much going on that I just was like, it's not close enough to the point where people, even other book fans like myself, are like, it's another turning of the wheel. You know, it's like it's not canon to the book series. It's just adjacent. So I'm okay with it. I mean, anything that we compare book to show, it's not going to line up 1-to-1. We all know, but it's interesting to me to see where they put what, because you're avoiding a Mary Sue situation in the book by showing he got trained for this past month. He just isn't good at the sword, and it's not explained.
Since you put it like that, Rand has been getting a piece of ass at this point in time. He's
Right.
not
He's
training
much more
with Lan.
involved.
He's popping seats, not swinging swords.
Which is also logistical for the show because it's more interesting to show off sex, you know, sometimes if it's not violence. Because just watching people make out is cool, but you want to get down to the boning. You know what I mean? You're not going to watch people just practice a sword unless you make it that interesting.
Who Rand was boning in the show? Hey, top notch.
And fair enough. Ekul, thoughts and prayers and opinions?
Yeah, I've got to point out that our friend Lou watches a lot of swords practicing together, and that is also related to sexual deviancy. So maybe he's getting confused. Yeah. With regards to this chapter, I think Annie maybe said it better than I was going to say. It kind of gave me a bit of a romance feel, and then when you said it kind of was showing his paternal side, I was like, no, that's better because he's still kind of like, you idiot, like the Rand, like more like a dad would than, you know, a brother. Yeah, a good recap. You can't really ask for much more on here. And the fact that it ends with the Amlin seat turning up, you're kind of like, okie dokie, you're not going to have like 5 chapters of him here. You know, things are going to move. So I guess that's good for you too, right? You like the action, you like it kind of getting to the point. So the fact that she's already here, you're kind of like, all right, there's not going to be too many chapters with him just waiting around going forward then, ideally anyway. But yeah, go on, Sperg.
No, correct. I agree with that. A good chapter, well paced. I like your opinion, Annie, that you could probably had picked this up as a standalone book, and then find out that there is a book that goes before it, and then read it at a later date. And it doesn't really. Book 1 doesn't give us as much. There's a lot of setup for like this and the next book, but that's really it. You don't. It's
a lot of flavor and seasoning,
and if you like the world building, if you get to the end of this book and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta wait for the next book. Okay, I can go back and get the first one. But also that's where I feel a lot of. This happens a lot. There's a lot of rehash because it's books and there's a gap. So you're going to hear about Lan's hard, plain face and blue eyes and his master swordsman skill. Yeah, we know. But it might not be for somebody else who picked it up just by happenstance in the bookstore, you know, because it's neat in a way because of timing and world things. You know, this was a print book before the internet. So you actually went out or got it by a word of mouth recommendation, or you saw it in a book review magazine, you know, that kind of thing. So it's neat. I'm glad that I was lucky enough to come into the series late enough that I only really had to wait for like the last 4 books. So I could go back through the first like 10 anytime I got bored and pick up other things that I always forget. Because there's a lot of detail, which brings me to our next chapter. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. The Welcome. Excuse me. We're still in Rand's perspective, but the keep is abuzz with the arrival of the Armelin seat.
Can I get a refresher on who these people are?
Which ones?
The Armelin seat.
She's the boss.
Okay. It's not explicitly
where
of the Aes
the White Tower.
Okay,
the White Tower.
Right,
She's coming from the. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't say it. I guess it's kind of like just thrown out there that this is the Armelin seat. She's a big fucking deal, and she's coming from the White Tower. It doesn't exactly say that she's in charge of the White Tower, but you're supposed to kind of maybe guess that, or you can figure it. Especially with later in this because of the welcome. Oh boy, with the ceremonies. My favorite part about the beginning of this chapter, though, like everybody's running around, the Armelin seat's coming. Oh boy, let's get everything. But the funniest part is Rand trying to make his way back to the room. And all these people, randos, just random people. Hey, what up, Southlander? What's going on? Hey, the Armelin seat's here to see you. Are you excited? Hey, what's up? You and your boys and that girl over there. Hey, man, the Armelin seat's here. Just straight up, like, does everybody know what the fuck's going on? What the hell? Like, he's getting his balls busted, but they don't know that they're busted because he just is trying to get to his room for specific reasons we find out here in a second. Which yields in more ball busting, but he's worried that he's paranoid. He thinks people already know that he is possibly the dragon, false dragon. They don't know, but he thinks that that's why else would the Armelin seat be wanting to see him and his friend? They don't know. They're thinking because of the Aes Sedai, Egwene and Nynaeve. You know, most of the Shienarans are anyway. But he's again making it about himself, and it's like, do they know if it's me? Paranoid. So, but I thought that was hilarious because it's just like, it's a big honor, bro. Big honor. You're going to go see that. And he's just scared as shit. I got to go. I'm leaving. He hasn't left in 30 days, but guess what? He's leaving now. You fucked up. Which we all know. Because when he gets back to the room, there's 8 women in his room, which is always for me, but this surprises Rand. Why they're busting up his room and bustling around, and then he notices what happens. That all his old clothes are on a pile on the floor, I think, at this point. And that there's a huge wardrobe full of new clothes. Yay! And so the headmistress that's there says, Moraine sent us here. Get all your old clothes because they're worn out. You look like a schlub. And every stitch. All of them. Including what you got on. And Rand is smart to not to argue. He says, "Okay, great. I'll give you all my clothes. No worries, no worries. I want to change, so let me change my clothes." And all the women kind of like smile and look at each other, and the headmistress goes, "Yeah, well, so change your clothes." And Rand immediately starts blushing, and we get a nice description about how nudity is not an issue for the Shienarans here in the Borderlands. There is like public baths, and everybody's equal in the bathroom. Like there's no higher status. I mean, it's acknowledged, I guess, but nobody's really above one another. It's kind of a nice thing because of the humility that people show. Like, I guess one of in fact, I think it was the woman who was in charge of the town who also sent the clothes, was in the bath with Rand and expected Rand to wash her back, because it's like, again, they have like a lot of rituals and
You scrub my back, I'll scrub your back.
yeah, like it's like those kind of things, where it's just common sense to do for one and the other as a cultural thing. That's what it's a cultural thing is what I'm looking for. And Rand is blushing. He makes a remark. He's like, I'm gonna get. I gotta get. The Armelin seat's coming to look for me, and these ones are over here cracking jokes and just want to see me blush. Because he knows that these women are fucking with him. Because after it took him a while he didn't even realize it, that they were always trying to get him naked, to make him feel uncomfortable in that way. And again, comedy without actual like front end jokes. It's just his behavior is funny. And he notices that there's a lot of fine clothes, and it's a beautiful full wardrobe. And so yes. Okay, get out. I'll change my clothes. I'll pass him through the door. Please leave me alone. So Rand starts pulling out some clothes from the wardrobe. There's like 3 shirts for every blah blah blah. There's 6 shirts, 2 cloaks, a belt, pants, breeches, underwear, small clothes. Super happy. Even your boots. Give up your boots. Don't forget to give up your boots.
But my boots are still good.
Thank you, Lou, because that's exactly what I wanted. He was like, these boots were made by my boot guy, and they're good too. Whoever stout boots, stop it. But he gets new boots. He pulls out the 2 cloaks. There's 2. One is green, one is blue. The blue one has heron marks on the high collar. It's a beautiful cloak. Rand also makes a remark. 2 cloaks, when 1 cloak was good enough for me my whole life. I got 2 now. Ugh. He's like, sort of ungrateful, but kind of like, I think he's more indignant at the indulgence, right? Is that what I'm sensing?
Do you think they treat him like a homeless person who, when you give him a sandwich, goes,
Yes.
Sandwich?
I want a fucking sandwich. I want a
What
beer.
am I going to do with a sandwich? It's like, all right, mate, Jesus Christ.
I've
been here
literally
with
seen
clothes. Jesus.
I've seen I've seen videos like that where it's like, what am I supposed to do with this apple? Like, look at this apple. I'm not going to, and it's like a free meal from a church or something. Like, don't complain because you didn't earn it. Somebody gave that to you. And Rand, who is going to complain about this heron-marked, high-collared blue cloak, which he notices has a dragon embroidered on the thing right here. What is Ray trying to kill me? What is this broad doing? Oh my God, dude. She's putting it out there for everybody to know, whether they know it or not. So I thought that was also funny. And
it's almost as if that's why you've got 2 of them, Rand. Maybe you've answered your own fucking question.
Class A, Class B.
Pillow friends, Chris Mack. Pillow friends. So yeah, he does. He puts on the green cloak that doesn't have that embroidery on it. Yeah, we get a nice description of all the clothes. Nice puffy white shirt, white shirt, snow, blah blah blah, boots. We finally get into Rand actually. Like, the girls are harassing him too. Did you get all your clothes? Oh, that's what it was. He was standing in front of the cloak, butt ass naked, and the headmistress starts opening the door again. Are you ready yet? You got everything right? Yeah. Peace be with you. Here's a fucking cloak. Go. Because he just does not want that to happen to him. But he lays out one of the other cloaks that he has and starts putting shirts and things in it. I don't know if it's a cloak or a blanket or whatever, but he's making up a pack. And again, he hears trumpets off in the distance, kind of signaling to us that things are going on outside. He's running out of time. The introductions are getting ready to happen. He grabs one of those stoves that Lan mentions. I thought that was an interesting little detail. He grabs a lot of other things that belong to him prior to. He picks up Tom's bundle. There's the Gleeman's cloak with the harp, which he's not allowed to touch. It wasn't made for your clumsy hands, you billowing sheep herder. And the harp, the silver and gold chased harp that has earned him his meal. And here we get a lore dump on Tom. Like you mentioned, if you didn't know who Tom was, you get a little bit. He saved Rand in a town in in the other book. So we already know that he saved him from the Fade and possibly gave his own life, even though Moraine and everybody else says Tom ain't dead. We're being told he ain't dead by characters. He's a pretty slippery one from Basil Gill. So here now, he's got all his shit together. We're loaded up. He's ready to go. He made a bow while he was there. It's noted that he made a long bow, and only him and Perrin can draw it. A slip of a detail in there again that even the other Shinarans, right? Exactly. They're strong. They got this huge longbow. So loaded up. Rand
I think that's
tries
just
to
again
leave.
a dig at Matt. He's just the worst. He can't even draw this bow. Ugh, sucks.
No, only Rand, Matt, and Perrin can draw the bow. It's the Shinaran soldiers who are the ones that are indignant. They can't draw the bow.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, later on, we'll find out that they kind of shit talk him for it. I'll wait till you get to hear what they say. So Rand is trying to leave. He's got his bundle over him. He looks like a regular normal guy. He's got a quiver of arrows, got his sword. Keep your sword hand free just in case, so you look dangerous. All right, Rand, cut it out. And he's making his way to the stable. I imagine. It doesn't say it explicitly right here, but how else is he leaving? But on horseback, right? So not taking the back way, even though he could take the slightly longer back way without being seen, something compels him to go on. Yeah, exactly. Something compels him to go right out into the courtyard because he wants to get a look at the Armland Seat. Can't hurt to get a look, right? Just walk on by, unnoticed. Nobody will see me. I'm just a 6'4", redheaded, gray-eyed, fucking got a big, huge backpack on me, carrying my sword around. Nobody will notice me. Inconspicuous. So Rand makes his way out into the courtyard where it's almost dead silent. There's onlookers all around the tops of the walls. There's like Shinaran archers, protecting kind of thing. And Rand does try to slip away and it don't work. He counts 16 warders with their horses and their mounts. He sees 14 Aes Sedai, I think. But he was like, maybe if I get closer, I can get a look. Get closer, you fool. You're trying to get out of here. So he's like, there's a distraction that's drawing him in that way. But he's like, I gotta go at the same time. I need to get the hell out of here.
He's still being Rand while trying to be Rand.
Yes. Lord Ogilmar is making introductions with his Shibuyan. They mentioned like there's it's Lord Ogilmar and like his number 2 like keeper making introductions with the Armelin Seat and her assistant. It's again ceremony and ritual long. Who comes to Faldara and blah blah blah? It is I, the Flame of Tarvalin.
Doing a
Watcher of
back
the
and
Seals.
forth speech.
Yeah, they give us a big to do right here. Strictly scene ceremonial, something that would be in a show or something, cut a little quicker, shorter. This would be about a 3-minute scene, but it's a paragraph and a half in here that takes you much longer to read than for what happens in it sometimes. So they welcome in the Watcher of the Seals, and we keep the oath. Faldara welcomes you all. The Armelin talks directly to Lord Ogilmar, and who calls the Armelin Seat mother, and she calls him child. Right? Correct as child, I think is a good to see you, child. Even though he's Lord Ogilmar, it's just like titles and addresses, like formality yet again. And then the whole place erupts in church. Yay! Everything happened. The thing happened the way they happened. Woo woo! Shake hands. Go back home and eat a sandwich. Rand is on his way to the stable yard, though. He's pushing his way past people who are like just kind of looking. What are you doing, dude? You're supposed to be looking this way. Where are you going? But they're not really giving him too much mind because he's just like trying to escape the hell out of here. And and we get a nice description of the stable yard. I think it's described as a 2-floor stable yard, which I've never heard of in my life.
What, do they have a horse elevator?
That's what I mean. How are they getting them up there? There's at least a ramp.
Big ramp?
Yeah. Which is awesome because, like, you know, it does make sense because it's a keep, and where are you going to keep a lot of horses? Stacking them makes sense, right?
But how cool is that they've got something that I don't think, well, I guess technically we might have it somewhere, but that we're not even aware of. They're like, yeah, no, everyone has a fucking horse. So we've got like a 2-story stable, and we're like, yeah, I didn't think of that, stacking the horses up on each other. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, it does make sense. And again,
Have a
like,
horse tower.
Yeah.
the horses are they're not in vogue anymore because we got cars, so you know we don't see them as much, and that's not our experience. So it does seeing that, like, oh, that could be a thing, huh? Especially if you got an army with a lot of.
If we would have kept them around, we would still have modern parking garages, but each of those would have a tiny little stable.
a stall, yeah, exactly.
Giant car parks, but horse parks.
Yes, exactly.
It is. I know I've already said this, but I'm quite impressed with that because we have a lot of things where we go, oh, we have that, or that's their version of this. But he's essentially put something there where he's like, we would have probably had this if, you know, we kept needing horses. And this place obviously are heavy into war, so it makes sense that they all need horses. So it's like, oh, okay, cool, smart. Anyway,
Simple but beautiful detail.
Yeah,
yes, exactly. I agree, and that's kind of why this is one of my favorite book series, is because it's just little simple things that get floated to you. You're just like, oh, that's nice. Like, and it's going to get mentioned a lot, but like a stand lamp with these mirrors reflecting the light, blah 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 blah. It's like, oh, that's just such a nice little way that it's flowery worded. So speaking of this 2-story stable car park, horse park, there would be a horse valet, right? His name is well, I'm not gonna. It's Tima, but we can call him Temi, right?
I'm just picturing him taking a horse out real quick and be like, go around the corner.
Yeah,
Wrapping up your horse.
So did you ride my horse? No. Oh, there's scuff marks.
Oh yes,
I didn't.
Straight up like
they would.
Ferris Bueller's. We got to get the mileage back down. We got to run the horse backwards. Run him backwards.
Give him that carrot. Give him that carrot. Put his energy back up to where it was when he first got in.
My dad's gonna kill me. So we get a nice introduction to Tima, who bows and scrapes in front of Rand. Oh, Lord Rand, how good to see you, sir. Blah blah blah. My lord, he keeps calling him, and Rand is trying to.
Oh,
check
lordy,
that shit,
lordy.
right?
Oh,
yes.
lordy, Rand.
He's very much the horse of LA, and being very subservient like that. He knows his place as the horse guy, and it gets explained to us why that's happening, because Rand has a full name, Rand al'Thor, which Rand was told means son of, back in Manetheren there, you know, Tam al'Thor, he's son of al'Thor, Tam.
I guess it's technically true, but it's son of King blank.
And that's where it changes, because in the Borderlands, Al Lan Mandragoran means, you know, he's a prince. And so people take that as granted for Rand, that he's just a prince of some southern land that they never heard of. They just assume it. And he's like, no, stop it.
Makes sense wise with Moraine, right? And Lan and like the high, like everyone who's important. They're like, oh, yeah, clearly you're some
and we
sort
got
of
that. Right, and we got that great introduction when Moraine and Lan showed up to Faldaran first. People were like, Tyshar Malkir. Like, they were just like happy to see Lan. Look, fucking rock star legend, this guy. And look at who's with him. And now we see this country bumpkin with a heron marked blade named al'Thor. They have to suppose that, right? I mean,
reasonable.
Logically speaking, it would be very reasonable. So the Rand he reluctantly says, well, go ahead and saddle my horse, just to get him to do it, and gives him the correct order. And Tima refuses. He bows very deep. I'm sorry, my lord, I cannot saddle your horse. I can't. And Rand is like, why? You know, he's like, it shames me greatly, my lord, but it was the command just came down to not let anybody out on horse. The horse's name is Red. That's another thing. Like, I think it got mentioned before that Rand's horse's name is Red. I like that Robert
Yes.
Jordan names all the horses and stuff and gives a nice description. Shame! You should be shamed, sir. Because he can't follow his orders, and he's very upset that he can't help out Lord Rand. Like, it bothers him. And shows to these guys, like, weird integrity, even though, like, we were cracking jokes. Yeah.
Self-flatulating himself, whipping himself. He's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, my lord. I'm sorry. But no one leaves. No one goes anywhere. They're not allowed. And Rand is perplexed. He's like, well, who gave the order? Did it come directly from Lord Agelmar? And without exactly saying that, but like Temmie says, well, who else could have said it? Who else could send the order down? I mean, like, if somebody tells me and it's not Lord Agelmar himself, I'm taking it on good word that Lord Agelmar said it. So there was an order that's like, you ain't nobody gets out now. And so,
do you think that's half a hint at saying that it was like Moraine or something? You know, where it's kind of like, well, it must be him, right? Like, who else would
tell you to not leave?
And authority to do it? And it's like, probably Moraine. Like, if she didn't want him to leave, she'd probably be like, I'm just gonna do this on behalf of them, and they'll just assume it's Agelmar.
Correct. Chris Mack, excellent comment. Yes, plus the fact that Lan, who they all worship as basically a demigod, has chosen to mentor Rand, which speaks volumes to them. According to their social structure, he's effectively is his foster father. Which we saw right in that last chapter, in chapter 1. It's really what made me like him as a character. It was it humanized him. It turned him from a badass soldier into a leader and a mentor for a guy who is needing to be slapped the hell around. And Rand kind of does it, or Lan kind of does it in a good way. He knows that Rand is bound to the pattern, and Rand is refusing and rejecting what he's bound to. I do believe in the first 3 chapters, it said it's better to choose to follow your destiny than to resist it and be forced into following your destiny. Because when you're forced into following your destiny, you're being puppeted by the people who are forcing you into it. So it's better to do it on your own accord than to let somebody push you into doing something, which is 100% real life advice. Don't ever let anybody force you into being the thing that you know you're supposed to be. But continuing on, no one is allowed to leave. The order, because we're about to close out this chapter. The order came down from Lord Agelmar. Who else knows about this order? Who else was told all this? Rand's freaking out. And it's like, well, my lord, aren't you happy? Because the Armland Sea came here to see you. The welcome's finished. And now they're going to be summoning you in about 10 minutes, dude. So you should be able to leave right after that. No worries. And fucking Rand is kind of losing it. It's like, oh no, they are going to send for me. And the chapter ends with him running off in a panic. Oh, fuck, he's just literally he's just like, Wily, Roadrunner, just.
Wily Coyote. I'm going to do a Rand in a few minutes, in a minute or two.
Just have to run? Yes, I understand. We are right at 2 hours. I appreciate you, Ekul, for being here. But that is the end of the chapter. So real quick, we'll go do the round robin. And Ekul, you go first, do your plugs. And then we'll close it out with Lou and Annie.
Brilliant. Sperg, I'll let you do my plugs later for me, mate. Right. Okay. I thought it was a bit... I want to do a Lou. I think it was a bit of a nothing one, a bit of a filler. And just kind of a bit funny as well. I know Sperg says every so often, he's like, there's something that's... not really funny, but to me it's funny, and I agree with that. I'm kind of like him. This guy been like, I really wish I could help you, but on the bright side, at least you get to see the Amlin seat. And he's like, yep, brilliant, thank you very much. So why wouldn't you want to see the Amlin seat? There's only one reason possibly that a man wouldn't want to see the lead Aes Sedai, and it's like, yep. Okay, thanks. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely. He's nervous and wants to get the hell out of there, but everybody else is like, dude, why are you trying to avoid this great honor that's being bestowed upon you? You are about to be like the bitch doesn't even leave the tower, and she came to see you. You didn't even have to go there. Save the whole trouble of having to even leave Thaldara. So I do find that interesting. It's like, yeah, but I want to go. Like, the reason she wants to see me is the reason that I am avoiding seeing her that you would think that I want to avoid her for.
But I guess I can't say that. I will see you guys in an hour and a half, Lou. I will see you next week. Thank you very much. Yes. Take care, guys.
See you. Thanks for joining at Ekul Pineapple on YouTube, at Ekul Pineapple with a 3 on Twitter. Links in the description down below for the YouTube, which you can find his Twitter down over there. So click it. Go. We'll be on Chewing the Shit later. Me, Annie, and I will be chewing the shit with Mr. Pineapple and talking more Dabbleverse stuff if you want to head over there later at 3 o'clock. All right, now get the hell out of here.
Let's wait. Yep, you guys will be there for you. See you later, gang.
Yes. All right, Lemon Pineapple. See ya.
Sweet, we
and
got
then
him
there were
out just
3.
in time.
Now, Annie, quick summary for the chapter, and Lou, we'll get your opinion on the whole introduction versus the show.
I thought this chapter was like kind of what Ekul said. It's just kind of like fluff going in. Like, I almost wish we read chapter 3 because then it would have given us like something to look forward to going into the rest of the book. Because this whole bit right here could have been at the end of the last book. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily setting anything up. I think it is funny though that Rand's like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. And then the people show up and he's like, fuck. All right, well, I guess I'm leaving then.
So yeah, that's one of those things that I find funny that is just situationally funny, not necessarily jokey funny.
Same with the situation with the girls in his room where he's just like, what do you guys want me to say? I'm gay. Leave me alone.
Yeah, right. Exactly what he would have to say to get them out. Because then they'll be like, oh. But even still, he was the blushing and the modesty for him is funny to me. Because it's very different from what he grew up with, which seems to be much more of a traditional style of things. Your mom raises you, your dad raises you. You take baths alone. You don't, none of that nonsense where you're in a public restroom.
So I guess leaving on a cliffhanger, then I am excited for the next chapter because I don't know where Rand is going to run to, or if he's going to escape, get out of it. Best case scenario, he just leaves the town and then just starts wandering. But where is he going?
Correct. Lou, thoughts and opinions on this last chapter and the first 3 as a whole? Muted.
You muted?
Chapter sucked. Straight up, it sucked. It was boring, even on 1.5 speed to get caught up to get the show started with you guys. I was like, boring.
Yeah, okay, so...
Again, this didn't happen in the show. In the show, Rand is...
Hold on, sorry, can I interrupt you?
Please.
Is that microphone that's attached to your headphone the microphone you speak into?
Yeah.
How does yours sound fine and Kevin Brennan sounds like he's on an Xbox 360 headset?
I've been asking myself that same fucking question over
Your
and
mic sounds
over.
great.
Lou he sounds so good compared to Kevin Brennan. I want to ask if it's Turtle Beach or MSI or what.
This is Razor.
Razor, there you go. That's the one, not MSI. That's the one I was thinking of. The squiggly one. Yeah. See, that's okay. We digress.
Sorry,
from
yeah.
Yes, I know. Annie, me too.
I had to. I was like, huh?
Sorry.
What?
Because you know what?
Chris,
I think Kevin Brennan is too stupid to realize he might be opened air through his camera mic, and he thinks he's coming through his headset, and he doesn't look at the settings. But I digress there. I don't really know for sure. But again, the show starts with Rand hanging out with a certain Forsaken that he doesn't know is a Forsaken.
Yeah,
I won't say no names because of spoiler purposes, but that's where it is for me. Again, I like that it's deviating from that book portion. But again, in my prologue, I heard experts of, oh yeah, Rand, Matt, and like spoilers towards this fucking book. So it's like, okay, so we know he ain't leaving because of the expert that was just told in my prologue. Like, so it kind of annoyed me because something's going to happen to our beloved Matt.
So what prologue did you listen to? Did you listen to like everything from the beginning of the book? So like
Unfortunately, yes.
Where are you listening to it from? The file that Snake sent you, or do you have somewhere else?
No, he has his own copy.
A buddy of mine sent me where I can get a bunch of different audiobooks. Like it's like an audio.
Okay,
book.
but is it the unabridged one?
I honestly don't fucking know.
Okay.
I just know the fucking prologue was 44 minutes, and like I said,
I think
So, no, go ahead, Annie. You first.
I can't. Like, I'm looking at the file sizes. Even if he listened to the interview, the intro, and the excerpt, that's only like 20 minutes. No, not even. It's 8 minutes.
Added on to
Yeah.
the half hour, so it's like 30 something. But that's what I mean. There was, I think there was a separate introduction.
Yeah, so
So
I'm
the
guessing
prologue-
it auto-played interview with Robert Jordan, then it played the intro and
was
excerpt, and then prologue.
all together.
Yeah,
It
like,
was
so
all together, and it was like, yo,
It's separated
Sperg,
out
this
for
shit was
Annie.
33 fucking minutes. What the fuck is this 44-minute thing that I'm listening to?
So the one that I have, it was out of order for you, Annie, because of the way it was alphabetized
Yes.
and the numbers are.
And that too for me. I had to go
Um,
search for the fucking prologue. Like, yo, this book is chapter 19.
It was the way. Well, if you sort it, that's why I suggest downloading it from the link. If you have the room, I know you do, Annie. It'll just be a little easier, maybe.
If I would have
but-
sorted it by name, that'd be fine, but I have this file sorted by date modified. So 3 is at the top, and it goes in order. So it starts with prologue, and all that crap that Lou listened to is at the very bottom of the file.
Which is why you missed the prophecy that I read at the beginning of the show.
Mhm.
Because
I heard that
is like
prophecy.
yes, that's what I mean. Like you heard. Does yours have intro music? Does it play any type of music in the intro?
No, mine didn't play no music.
Yeah, see, he has a different set. His book is different.
Yeah, I gave
Oh,
mine.
I-
Let me see.
We'll talk about this more off air. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I get
'cause-
mine from a site that's called Unabridged Audiobooks Free Online.
Okay,
Doxed.
so maybe I don't have the abridged version, even though it says it's abridged or an unabridged. But it's labeled separate. So I'm that's my bad, Annie. I should have double checked that you saw the excerpt. That's right before the prologue. Because it is separated
It's
out.
my fault. I should have sorted it by name because it is labeled 1, 2, and then it starts with 3 at the top. It's user error.
Well, it's default sorting. So Lou will talk a bit after about which versions what, which is also interesting to me. That's why I think I mentioned at the top of this. I've been through the ebook versions or the paperback versions of these with the audiobook, and there are differences. I just can't point any of them out off the top of my head right now. Like I mentioned earlier, though, the flashbacky stuff that Annie and I heard, I think it gets taken out in later editions.
Oh,
We'll-
dude. And then another thing. We're still in the borderland.
Mhm.
The Amerlin seat doesn't come to see Rand. Like, they
That's
flip
what- and-
so much shit.
But that
Where
also
she
points to
sees-
why it's important here. She comes
I like
to
that it's
see
starting to
him.
bother you.
It is.
I know, right?
Because the show, she comes to see him, but Sperg, I think Sperg and Chris can attest to this because they'll know where the sequence might be in the book. Moraine comes from high lineage. She is like a queen in her neighborhood. But her sister's the one in charge because she is, Aes Sedai, and she left. I don't know what that town is called, but that's where the Amelin seat comes to see.
Yeah, they're
Rand.
changing shit.
They changed a bunch of shit that I knew I was going to fall down this fucking spot because it did it with Walking Dead for me. With the changes they made and the
Yep,
shit
that
that
was
they.
another one.
So it's like, well, God damn it. Why? Just fucking add 2 extra episodes to your season and try to keep it in tune, not fucking bounce here, there. Like the whole, like that sequence with Lan and Rand training is a cool sequence. But I don't kind of see anything similar to that till season 3 when he's on his way somewhere else with the another group, I would say.
Right on.
So-
And fair enough.
Yes, that place. What Chris just wrote.
Kyrian. Which is important. We'll hear more about Kyrian coming up in this book, and other things too. So that being said, though, I am very happy to hear. All right. See, look, there's something dawning on him now. Shh.
Well, because
Your-
back to the prologue, who were thinking about the fucking hooded, the guy beat the other
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
It's something to do with that spot that Chris just mentioned. That happens to be someone. So maybe that could be the person who fucking knows, because we don't know their real names.
Well, you're going to have to wait, and you're going to have to wait till next week when we cover chapters 3, 4, and 5 of Book 2 of The Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt. I mentioned Ekul's YouTube link in the bottom of the description. Annie's link is down there for her channel, What's This Game? I'm pretty sure it's at Insanity is the link that I put down. We're all slowly crawling towards gaining more subscribers. At Lou the God, also in the description. Jump over there, watch him play some Spider-Man. Space Donkeys from time to time with Jim, who is this guy, Grindle.
And we also brought back the Return of the Morning Show. For those who missed the morning
Kai?
show, it's back with Kai and Kahuna as our third mic.
Oh, nice.
So we have an extra mic, so it won't be so boring.
I do love Big Kahuna. I got my Hawaiian shirt on. Let's show it off for him. That being said, I love you guys. Thank you for stopping in. Annie, do you want to do like any extra promotions, plugs for anybody, anything else? And then I'll ask you the same thing, Lou. Is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we get out of here? Because I'm going to do my last shout outs and then we'll go.
No, you nailed it.
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
You nailed it. But our brother in spirit, Cupcake, he's trying to get to 500. So American.
Oh, there you go.
American Cupcake, I believe it's his YouTube channel. Not good with names.
At American Cupcake.
Yes.
That being said, thank you, Tim, for hanging out for the super tip, and Starry for the also super tip. I enjoy everybody's company. The chat was moving all day today. Even though Quad was being a little bit of a shit, he loves coming in trying to distract Lou. I don't mind the bit of trolling. You're very well behaved, sir. Good on you, Lou, for holding your peace and not yelling at everybody.
What's the point?
Very proud of you.
To yell at a crippled who can't get his dick hard. So it's all good.
See, burn Quad right at the end. I'm going to clip it and send it to him. All right, love you guys. Love you guys. I will see you in the next one. I will see you at 4:00 on Ekul's channel. So stop on by and hang out and hit the like and subscribe on your way out. Leave a comment if you're so inclined. Up into that point. So we hit 1 and then we hit 2 and listen to our nice little.
We wear the footsteps of our fathers, the trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood, Lord, long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks. Oh my. Oh, sing of my never. Oh, we feel the blood of Emma. Oh, cry for my never. Long ago, Aiel, Ogiers, and audiobooks. Oh my. Sing of my Matherin. Oh, weep for the blood of Emma. Oh, cry for my Matherin. Long ago, Aiel, Ogiers, and audio.